With this recipe, we're going to the south of Italy, into the region of Calabria. They're famous for their use of chili in their cuisine, and in this recipe we're going to make peperoncini ripieni, stuffed little peppers. These actually come from the family of the chili, so they're mildly spicy, that's why we can stuff them and eat them, and they have nothing to do with the actual bell peppers. So the ingredients: little peppers from Calabria. We're going to stuff them with tuna, anchovies, and capers. Then we're going to have mixtures of herbs and spices to cook them. We're going to have peppercorns, bay leaves, and some oregano. Then we're going to have white wine vinegar, extra virgin olive oil. These are going to be preserved in oil, so you got to choose a nice extra virgin olive oil. We're going to be using the Don Carlo from Pasto della Palomba, and a little bit of wine and some water and salt. And we're going to use a little bit of tools to do the recipe. The first thing you got to do is cleaning the peppers, and these are mildly spicy, so my advice is to wear gloves, otherwise you risk touching parts of your body that you don't want to burn. All right, there are two techniques for this. Number one, we use one of these, how is this called, Carla? Quarter. Go inside, and this comes out. Take a tiny spoon and we remove delicately the seeds, otherwise, because these are too strong. Method number two, just in case you don't have one of those, how are they called again? Core. Apple core. Take a little sharp knife, and again, carefully, not to ruin the shape of the pepper, you clean it out. To remove all the seeds, you could actually just also put it underneath the sink and just get the water to do some of the job for you. And this is what you're looking for. We just rinsed it off so they're nice and clean and clear inside without any of the spicy seeds. And now we get to cook them for about 3-4 minutes in a mixture of vinegar, water, and white wine. The ratios are as following: 1 cup of water, or 1 unit of water, 1 unit of wine. I feel bad not drinking it. Anyway, there we go. For 2 units of vinegar. Turn this on and we get to put our spices and herbs here. Salt. For minutes, then we take them and we put them on a clean towel to dry. This is going to take a bit of time, but you have to be patient about it. Oof, don't put your face on top of it, all the fumes of the vinegar. All right. And so that it can dry properly, we just put them all upside down. And this will take about 3 to 4 hours. So put it on a tray so that you can move it around out of the way. And for the filling, we're gonna be adding capers. And don't worry about the ratio because everything will be in the description. Tuna. And of course, with these ingredients, the better quality you can buy, the better everything is gonna be. So with the tuna, there's a lot of rubbish tuna out there. So try to make an effort to get, the nicer tuna if you can. And anchovies, which is my new latest addiction. And we take it for a spin. And you blend it until you get this lovely creamy paste. Now you put it in the fridge and you wait until the little peppers are ready. But a little taste, just to make sure it's delicious. It's delicious. So it's been a few hours, the peppers have dried up, and now we got to stuff them. But before we do that, 2 seconds of explanation on how to be able to keep these peppers for longer. So we're gonna be using these mason jars. So in order to being able to keep something for longer, we need to sterilize them. So boiling water over here. So guys, stay away. And we totally submerged this inside. So we're bringing those to the boil and we're gonna let it boil for about 5 minutes. And while that's happening, we get to take a sac à poche, or as my wife calls it, a plastic bag. With a jar, this was... Is that how you call it? You just looked it up on Google. Anyway, we're gonna take our tuna and anchovy and caper mixture, which is actually smelling really nice. I mean, I don't know, they're just, I don't know who invited them. All right, and we put it inside our sucker push. Bloop. Well, when you're older, you're gonna love this.
Ew, I'm never gonna taste it.
Okay, we take this.
Oh yeah, I know that. Then the thing that we squeeze and it comes out from there.
That's
Can I
exactly.
do it? I really think this is for icing on a cake. Yeah, it's kind of icing. Can I do that to squeeze it?
Yeah, well done. And once it's sterilized, we take it out. And upside down in a cling cloth. And now it's time to stuff the peppers, so let's bring them out. Oh,
Now we're gonna cut off the bottom and we're gonna scooch this mixture inside along with the little pepper.
so you take the pepper and we squeeze, help me out, Ahmed, until it's nice and full. Thanks, guys. And then we get to take the jar and start filling it up. Keep the tuna on the outside. And this takes a little bit of time, but it's absolutely worth it. And one in the middle.
Why don't you swap that one for one that actually fits?
And then we keep going round, round, and round, and round until all of this is filled up. And we're going to be using Lecchino extra virgin olive oil for this. So we fill it up all the way to the top. Once it's full, you got two options. If you're going to eat them within the next 3 or 4 days, close them up in the fridge and you're golden. If instead you want to keep them up to a year, what you do is that you close it and then you put it again in boiling water for 30 minutes. That completely sterilizes your jar, so it's good to stay for 1 year. You can open it when you want it. And of course, once it's open, then you got about 3 or 4 days to eat it. Now, I like for it to soak at least overnight, so we're gonna open them up and taste them tomorrow. You might think, okay, I used a lot of extra virgin olive oil. Should I buy cheap olive oil to do this? And the answer is no. You should never buy cheap olive oil because then this becomes disgusting. Instead, what you gotta think about is how can you use this olive oil? So for instance, these things are great as an aperitivo, but are also flavors which are very nice with a plate of pasta. So you can recycle this oil, which is really good, high quality olive oil that you would have used, to then, use for bruschetta, use for pasta dishes. Of course, you're not gonna throw away all this gorgeous olive oil. So now this goes in the fridge and tomorrow we get to taste it. Fast forward 24 hours, the olive oil and our little peppers and tuna have nicely mixed together. And this is a perfect aperitivo, just as a start of a meal. Just serve it with tiny forks. I'm just getting the big one. Ooh, so nice, let's try it. What's lovely with this is the spiciness of the little pepper, which is also a little bit acidic and tangy. And then you got the creaminess of the tuna with the anchovy, the capers. Is absolutely fantastic. So what are you waiting for? Go get cooking.